All right, ladies and gentlemen, CMT Super Fight number 3, proudly brought to you by Artis Outlook. This bout we contested over three 3-minute rounds, full time rules in the 125 plus kilogram division. Introduced to you first, fighting out of the blue corner with a 3-fight, 3-win record. He stands 193 centimeters tall, weighing in at 122 kilograms. Trained out of Team Napui in Toowoomba. Ladies and gentlemen, Junior Tafa Milo. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner with a 1-fight record. He stands 185 centimeters tall, weighing in at 130 kilograms. Trained out of the Boon Choo Gym on the Gold Coast. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Baba Cannings.
I did say to him before, what's more nervous, a big game at Stadium Australia or CMT? He said he's equally as nervous as he was in semi-final football. So a big day for Aaron Cannings.
The only exception from
following many a rugby star into the boxing ring. We'll see how he goes.
Make sure you listen to me.
I love
Touch
the
gloves,
stare
come back ready to fight.
I already get a feeling. Obviously, Junior a little bit more experience there. Seems very, very confident there, centre ring looking at. Big Bubba.
And that's the thing, isn't it? If you're Aaron Cannings, you've been a professional athlete, you need a challenge. And I think that's what it comes down to, having spoken to him. I think he needed a challenge.
The biggest challenge you can get is this.
Yeah,
he can't offload to the second row, can he?
No, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I said to him, there's no running at the halfback tonight, son. Just quietly. Wherever you are around the world, we welcome you via Go Fight Live and real-time production. CMT 5 from John Wayne Park. This is Aaron Cannings in the gold. And Junior Tafa Milo in the black as they exchange heavy straight punches early. A beautiful kick to the midsection by Cannings. And that right leg is absolutely going, but he's not keeping his hands up, Vinny, which could see him in trouble.
High. Cannings' chin's too high. What chin he has is too high. That was a dangerous elbow, that was.
I tell you, it's scary, Brad, when big guys can throw elbows like that and knees like that.
Yeah, it was a really hard knee to the body then by Junior.
You always know Cannings just took a step back and just counted his ribs for a second. That right elbow is going to land eventually. And see Cannings in some trouble as he backpedals and throws a couple of uppercuts that don't do much damage.
The trouble is when the big guys, if they're not getting pushed back in the gym by people that are equally as big, and they're not used to it. And at the minute, you can see that he's nearly not getting used to get pressured, Canning at all.
Very few people have been hit by men this size in their life, and I dare say no one would want to be.
Agreed.
Yeah, good point, Vinny. Junior has many big sparring partners, including a couple of brothers. Team Napui are noted for their big boys.
Yeah, it's a Samoan gym. It's a New Zealand Samoan gym, so all Phil Renata's boys are enormous.
Yeah, and you just watch Junior's head movement. You know, he's moving really nicely. Where
he's
Canning
also blocking really well.
Yeah.
And again, that right elbow from Tafa Milo whistles past the nose of Cannings, who smiles, but I guess it's not the I'm happy type.
Yeah, this is all experience. I think Junior's going for those elbows, and he shouldn't just stick to his hands.
He's going to get caught, Canning big.
We've already seen tonight the more experienced controlled fighter lose by getting cocky. That's something that perhaps his corner can remind him in a minute 20's time if it goes that far to the end of the first round, Vinny.
Canning looks tired as well already. His feet are slower.
Does have a beautiful right kick, but I tell you, he'll have to land it a lot more times to slow down Junior.
He's not stepping with it, though. He's not stepping in with his left leg. He's not really firing the hip in, so...
That's it. You've got to go to the side so that when you hit your target, you're kicking through the body. Can't just step straight at someone and try and hook a kick around, as both gentlemen next to me and most of you watching would know.
This could be a blessing in disguise for Canning as well, because he's getting a breather also.
If there's one thing I know about big boys, it's that they like a breather, Vinny. They do like a breather.
Saying the bigger they are, the harder they hit you.
Yeah.
That's definitely true.
Here we go. Junior Tafa Milo, black shorts. Aaron Cannings, ex-NRL star.
Look how Junior's hands are coming down as well. Starting to drop lower and lower.
I'd say a call has come out from his corner to stop firing elbows and getting in close to those hands of Cannings.
Yeah.
Because a lot more kicks coming from the black short at Tafa Milo. As an inside thigh kick lands, and finally a combo from Cannings. Punch, punch, kick, but don't walk straight back. You'll walk straight back into trouble.
He's got more weapons, hasn't he? You can see that Milo's got a lot more weapons than Cannings. So
who eats a spinning elbow, but the timing was just off. Bit of a bump ball, if you like, there. Pushing forward still is Junior and attacking those legs. The kicks are working really well to slow Cannings down, but Cannings has done well to make it to this mark as we're 10 seconds out from the first round closing. And that should be all about she wrote. Guys, I just want to put this question to you.
So here we look at some replay action. I'd like to see Junior maybe just, back off on some of the fancy stuff. He hasn't scored really well with it, although there's one.
No, just
but
commentator's curse.
There was a lot of spinning elbows and stuff, and I think he could really control the fight with his long punches and big kicks, just sort of use that more experience.
I think what he's done here is that he's got a lot of good techniques, and he was dominating early, and he saw a guy who was backpedaling, but he underestimated the toughness of a man who has over 100 NRL first grade games.
Yeah, that's definitely his right leg, We just have to see, really, he could win this just by scoring on points, but I think it's these little gloves they just want to, I can't think of anything other than kill each other.
Yeah, well, it is. They want to attack.
And Vinny, 3 fights and 1 fight.
Yeah.
So relatively inexperienced, and that's not a pro career, that's a total career.
Oh, yeah, it's very true.
It's like when the big drivers came out telling men not to try and swing too hard. That's what it is. It's the equivalent. It's Aaron Cannings in the gold. And Junior Tafa Milo, a beautiful uppercut from Cannings, and he's going to town. John Wayne Parr has said you've got to work in this round, surely. That's just a slip, but I tell you what, it felt like an earthquake.
Look how calm Milo is, though. Look how out-controlled he is of himself, his body, his breathing, everything's controlled.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. I've seen him fight once before, and he's a talent. Definitely controlled for his amount of experience he has. He's got that really good vision.
Yeah, he has very good vision indeed.
Both men, typical Islanders, if I can say that, in the sense that they do take a step back, they breathe, and they look.
Big overhand right, that was a good shot. I'll tell you something,
followed up with elbows.
Cannings got a good chin.
He does, and his big belly, I tell you what, Junior nearly lost his knee inside Cannings' belly just then. But he's got an iron chin, does Cannings, but he's gassed very early in this second round.
Yeah, it's been really, that's an outrageous elbow to flow from that distance, but he seems to be landing with it.
Throws an elbow almost like a cat pouring off another cat for a second there. There was nothing behind it. Where do you go to, Brad, Vinny, you've both had combat fights experience, where do you go to when you're this gassed?
You have to go to somewhere that's where champions live.
Yeah.
That's where champions live.
Yeah, you just got to push forward, I think. If you got the smarts, use the smarts. Make sure you're winning every confrontation at least.
But I tell you one thing I wouldn't be doing that Aaron Cannings seems to continue doing is walking straight back when he gets backpedaled by Junior Tafa Milo, because you're just walking into that right hand, you're walking into that right elbow. The screaming from the corner from John Wayne Parr is work, work, work.
Yeah,
he wants
it's true.
something.
But the only way he can do his work, because I think that if Milo uses his, there you go, then he's still scoring with his shots. He doesn't have to go forward, really. He could still score with the kicks. His movement's better, his eyesight's better, he's more experienced, but he's still trying to go for the kill.
Aaron Cannings wears a lot of leather on the face, but still standing. How tough.
Oh, there's a big one. See?
Big right hand, the mouth guard is out, and he's smiling. I don't see how that's a count. I fail to see how that is a count.
It was a standing 8 count, really. I mean, he was taking a lot of shots there. And, with them small gloves, the referee's discretion, isn't it?
I guess, yes. We're not the man in the centre ring.
Yeah, he's right there looking in his eyes. He wasn't defending any. I think he's a little bit of trouble, Bubba. His hands are low.
Yeah, that's 2 huge shots. He's going to go.
He's just too tough for his own good.
He's
too tough for his own good.
The
referee's going to step in now.
The referee has to step in
right now.
Second 8 count. He's got to wave it off. Surely he's got to wave it off.
Trust me.
Aaron Cannings is not coming back from this. I'm sorry. If he does, it'll be the miracle before Christmas.
He's just saved by the bell.
The bell saved anyone, that was him, but I mean, this kid's too good. I think this Milo's just too good, really.
You know what I really liked about that round? After the first round, he too much fancy stuff, and I think some really good instructions from the corner. It said, just take your time, set it up. He stood back. It wasn't as much fancy stuff, but when he threw it, he had it set it up, and he landed that time. And that's what really hurt him.
Round, wasn't it, here?
Yeah, he rushed him.
We are going to see some footage of Junior picking his shots a bit better and throwing straighter punches. And that's what started. There we go, the beautiful overhand right. That's what started Cannings to wobble. And once big guys wobble, if you keep on them, like any fighter, you're going to get them in a lot of trouble.
It was vicious. That was the forearm as well.
Bit of a forearm. I'm not too sure how they rule that with this one here because it's...
Now that there, as he called the 8 count off that, was it because Cannings had his hands down and was laughing?
Here was the 8 count here, Bex. Here was the 8 count here.
The referee stood like a foot away and hearing them shots clashing in, regardless of how big he is. And these are big boys, and when they're whacking in on your chin, the referee, referee should save a fight too early than too late. That's
100%.
Yeah, look, I've always said you defend yourself at all times, and if you don't, I'm going to defend you.
Exactly. I like that saying.
You might pinch it and take it all the way back to showtime.
Well, I don't know if a minute has been enough for Bubba to come back here. And I think Junior's not going to rush him. He's going to pick him off early again.
His legs are stuck to the floor in the yellow.
There you go. Cannings eats a big right hand.
Here.
And then a left and then a right. This has surely got to be over. An uppercut and then a left hook.
Good ref. That was a good ref. That's good refereeing. That was absolutely perfect refereeing.
I have to agree. He gave him the opportunity to come back after the break. Awareness. I criticised the referee. I stand corrected. That was... perfectly refereed.
Malo picked his shots really, really well. Good combination. He picked his shots really, really well. And like you said earlier, this kid's good. I like this kid. Congratulations, obviously it's Canning, but I like this kid.
Got a big, big future. Team Nup, who he feels got a real hot kid out there. Junior Tafa Milo. Really, really nice guy out of the ring. Really nice.
It was the combinations he picked, wasn't it? I mean, he come up he had the minute break. Going into the third round, he came out with a combination that was sweet. Just to see.
Let's have a look. We'll see this now. The left, the right, and then there's a left over the top that finishes it.
With the focus, the body movement. He picks that. See, a lot of guys just keep going on the top. He cover underneath for a 3-fighter.
It wasn't like a bowling ball in a washing machine.
No,
he sat back and he picked and he teed off.
Yeah, he did.
Who's going to take Junior in the next CMT?
That uppercut's sick. Now, what's this right uppercut here? Ooh. Boom. Just lift his chin right
and then
up.
Back over the top again.
Yeah.
Really, really smart. And that's talent. It's really hard to teach that.
It's difficult to throw an uppercut on the right hand. Here it is again. Fine.
What a chin from Aaron.
Number 3, proudly brought to you by Artists Outlook. The bout was stopped in a time of 14 seconds into the third round by your referee, Peter Hickmont. And your winner, by way of TKO Junior, Tafa Milo!
There he is, the future of Queensland, at least. Super heavyweight Muay Thai, picked his shots, started off brash, got excited by the gloves, but then settled into a rhythm against a very tough opponent.
He's calculated what he did. It was calculated.